Hello YouTube, and welcome back again to another Halloween film review here on the Horror Globe. I'm going to be posting this both on my channel and on our shared channel, the Horror Globe. This one is, if you recall, on my video response to Night of the Creepy Monster Squad, my video response to her video. I mentioned that there was going to be some reviews I was going to do, one of which was Slugs, and the other one was Burnt Offerings, and then one very, very special one. Well, this is a very special one that I was referring to, and then of course I'm going to get around to Slugs and Burnt Offerings next. But this is a superhero film now. I'll let you guys think for a moment. What could I possibly be reviewing that fits the bill for Halloween and at the same time being a superhero film? Well, it is animated, for one. And if you haven't guessed it by now, it is The Batman versus Dracula. Now, I know that this was part of the series, some kind of, I guess, some revitalization series of Batman, sometime in the early mid 2000s, somewhere thereabouts, called The Batman. And I don't know if you're able to tell just by this artwork of right here, but it's from that series of Batman. It was drawn in this kind of style here, and there's the back of it. Can't really tell so much there, but he went by The Batman. It's the one where they made the Joker really look completely different. He had no shoes. He almost looked alien-like. Wasn't like the the typical Joker. Really, really odd. And I personally still prefer the Batman, or the Joker from the Batman the animated series back in the 90s. The one that was voiced by Mark Hamill. But I suppose this one's okay, even though I don't really like the look, and the voice was somewhat okay. But from that series, I didn't really keep up with that series. I might have caught like a few episodes, but in any case, Joker is also in this one, as well as the Penguin. This one, it opens up with oh, and by the way, I'm drinking my Sleepy Time tea here by Celestial Tea, that brand. It opens up with at Arkham Asylum, where this psychotic gentleman is basically, they're playing bingo, is telling the Penguin about this money score that he has hidden somewhere in the cemetery, and he's keeping the finer details out of it. And he's telling Penguin, and Penguin's trying to convince him that you can tell me exactly where it's hidden. We'll be partners. And the guy tells him, no, this is something when we get out of here, so we can share it. And he said, I knew that I could trust you with this, not like the other guy. He seemed like he wasn't all there. And then Penguin's like, you told him? And well, yeah. All of a sudden, there's a breakout, and it's the Joker. He has escaped. So now Penguin knows what he's up to. Okay, because of course Joker wants to break out to get the money that's hidden in the cemetery. So now Penguin makes use of all this chaos and makes his escape as well, and they make him a very good fighter in this. In fact, they make the fighting it's pretty great in this film, and I can't really say too much about the series. I think the fighting in there was pretty good as well, but the fighting was great, I have to tell you. So Penguin eventually makes his escape, meets up with the Joker, and he says, let's partner up at first. And of course the Joker betrays him, and basically shakes Penguin's hand, and he had one of those electric hand buzzers, and shocks him, and he falls into the river, like sewer canal, and makes his escape. And then Batman chases after Joker, and Penguin sees this and he says, "Instant karma, Joker." So he goes off for the for the money. He gets to the the graveyard, and he sees all these crosses, because one of the clues was it's behind a cross, and in a graveyard, it's all full of crosses. So he finally just picks ones at random, and he sees one that kind of looks like it might be it. There's a coffin, never a good thing, and it's well, more specifically, it's a pretty big coffin, and it's wrapped up in chains, and the chains are tied in a knot to form a cross. That's never a good thing, I should say. Not the coffin itself, even though it's still not good. But and then Penguin's like, that's gonna stop me. He has this retractable blade in his umbrella, and slices through the chains. Somehow it must be a special metal of some sort. And besides that, the chains are so old and rusted, anyways. And gets all the chains off of it, opens it up, and he sees his corpse in there. In the process of doing that, he cuts his hand, and the blood drips into the heart of in the chest cavity of the corpse, which there's like already some sort of a pruned mummified heart, basically, and it rejuvenates this heart, and basically all the skin, the muscle and the skin grows back on this corpse. And right at the moment, when it forms, it's really like this rotted corpse, and Penguin gets scared and runs away, and then this creature gives chase, and he kills along the way he kills this the security guard patrolling the cemetery, and turns Penguin into his reluctant thrall, using his hypnotism, which is pretty fitting for Penguin. It's kind of like an Igor type character. And this was a really, really good one, folks. Let me go ahead and read it back, just because it might give a much better synopsis, far greater than I. Gotham City sleeps under the cover of darkness while two legendary bats take flight. One is turning the city into an army of vampires, while the other does everything he can to stop the mayhem. But Dracula isn't simply one of the Batman's usual foes. He's got supernatural powers of strength, speed, and mind control. Even with his arsenal of high-tech gadgets, the Dark Knight is still a mortal man, and that is true. This is the one face-off that could clip the Batman's wings permanently. Also starring favorite characters like the Joker, the Penguin, and Vicky Vale, whom, I think the only time we really saw her was in the first Tim Burton Batman, just Batman, played by Kim Basinger, Vicky Vale. In her first appearance in the series. Okay, so that's great. This feature-length animated movie is fantastic. And special features here, we have science versus superstition. Data files from Batman's computer probe. Data files from Batman's computer probe the Dracula legend. Okay. City of Night. Interactive Gotham City map that reveals cool making of segments. Voices in close-up. Pop-up trivia and interviews reveal the voices behind Batman vs. Dracula. This is great. I mean, like I said, the fighting is spectacular, and this is one of those things where it's like, first they had King Kong versus Godzilla, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, Frankenstein versus Wolfman, Freddy versus Jason, Alien versus Predator, when now you have the Batman versus Dracula, and this is just spectacular. I mean, really, really enjoyed this one. And of course, there's, being a cartoon, it's going to give Batman, some abilities that normally he just, being a man, if he's truly just a man, there are things he really, really wouldn't be able to get away with doing. Such as some of the feats he's performing, of course, being a cartoon. But they even try to get away with some of these things in the Christopher Nolan one as well, But of course, being a movie. But the thing is, what makes it less believable, of course, because if he's just a man, shouldn't he just be a man? I know he's got training and stuff like that in his gadgets, but I mean, there are things he's doing in here, like moving more quicker than what he can. There's a scene in here when they're all, all the cops are going after Batman, and they all have their laser sights on him. All the red, their laser scope is all on him, all over his body, and all Batman does, he just jumps and then they all miss. They all shoot at once and then they miss, like as if he can move quicker than a bullet, as if he himself is already a vampire. Things like that. but despite that, I absolutely loved this. And Batman isn't. I mean, I like Batman a lot. I dig the character. I dig I dig the movies a lot. But he's not really one of my absolute favorite heroes. Of course, I prefer Marvel over DC, and I like Batman well enough. He's probably one of my favorite, probably my favorite of the DC. But my all-time favorite superhero, of course, is Captain America. But I still, still dig Batman, like I said. Okay, and but what's really really cool is just seeing the fights of two major fights between Batman versus Dracula here, and it's just really really well done. I have to say the animation isn't all that great. It's like it's got this artistic look to it. It's very much like what the series, how the series was drawn. Maybe slightly better this was with the drawing, but it has its own sort of artistic design that you may have to get used to, and it may kind of turn off some folks. But once you get used to it and get past that, it's not really let's say beautifully animated. Let's put it that way. And the characters can look kind of weird, the way they're drawn, like Bruce Wayne, just the the animation style, of the characters, and just the overall animation of the film is very different and very. You kind of have to get used to it. It's very artistic looking. But like I said, once you get used to that, everything else, it's perfectly fine. The way they drew the action was fantastic. When Batman is fighting all these vampires, at the beginning, he had to fight like 3 against 1, and that was a pretty cool fight. And unbelievable things as well. There's a part in the film near the end where he takes on, literally, it looks like it's like 30 or 40 vampires all at once. Well, if they're all vampires, shouldn't they have, even, say in the back here, they have supernatural powers, super strength, speed, and all that stuff. While, if there's like 30 or 40 of them against one Batman, and they all have the super strength and speed, there's, realistically, there's no way you would win that, But, being a cartoon and it's Batman. And, I have to say, despite that, I really, really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed watching that. I knew it was, of course, realistically it won't happen, but it's just a film. I mean, just take a look at Kick-Ass. I absolutely love Kick-Ass, but come on, of course we know, a little girl, hit girl can't get away with doing things like that, but you still watch it, and you just enjoy watching things like that. You're very entertained by it. So such is the same thing with this. I was very entertained by the fight sequences, and the first confrontation between Batman and Dracula was great. And honestly, he would have been screwed if the sun had not come up. Let me just say that. But great fight sequences. It even showed how this great spectacular fight when they first encounter each other. When it shows like it showcases Dracula's speed and his strength and everything, how he's dodging and maneuvering, dodging all of Batman's those batarang things that has his weapon, and all his weapons and projectiles that Batman would throw at him, because Dracula has this super speed that he's dodging everything, and every time Batman would come up close and try to engage him in close range combat, Dracula, with the super speed, is able to just back out and everything. And it's really great because both have capes. He didn't quite look like this. He dressed in a black cape. I don't know why they made it red. Just like the way Dracula typically would, how he dresses up, with the long cape and everything and all that. So it's kind of cool. There's two characters in here that kind of dress very very similar. And when they give chase, it just looked awesome. When Batman was chasing after Dracula, it was just great to see. Picture quality, sound quality was very very good. I thought, being a DVD, got this back in 2005. And when did this come out? Yeah, it's 84 minutes. Does it give me a date? I think it's 2005. Yeah, I think it's 2005, folks. And it's not rated. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. Let's see. So now if I'm going to have to rate this film, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'm going to give this one, you know what? I really liked it. I'm going to have to give this one I cannot tell a lie. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Okay, and this is coming from someone that who's not a huge fan of Batman, but I'm a fan of him, but just not that huge of a fan. So 4 out of 5 for the Batman versus Dracula. I do really honestly I do highly recommend you pick this one up and add it to your collection. And it's a great film to hit on Halloween and pretty much almost any season. You know, being a superhero film as well. So great Batman flick, and yep, definitely do pick it up. All right, folks. Thank you guys for watching. Happy Halloween, and farewell.